Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I filmed a video. I've been traveling, but while I was gone, a package got delivered to me and I'm super excited. I got in the new Lego Bird of Paradise and I'm obsessed with plants. As you can see, I've got a ton in the background. There's a sneak peek of what I built. But anyway, I love plants, always have, so when Lego came out with this Bird of Paradise, I needed it immediately. I do have the bonsai tree, which I can show, and the flower bouquet, which is also two other super cool Legos. Oh, let me grab them, hold on. How cool is this? So this is the Lego bouquet. It has like cute lavender. This is supposed to be like a poppy. You got some roses, some snapdragons. Super cute. I highly recommend this Lego kit. It doesn't come with a vase. You have to get one yourself, but I got this one from Michael's for like $4 or something like that. But it's super cute. Here is the little bonsai. So this guy's super cool. It also comes with like a base, but I don't want to drop any of the pieces. But you can also switch it out to be orange instead, or not orange. You can also switch it out to be pink. My uncle is gonna make his orange, but I'm sure you could make yours orange. But anyway, it comes with green and then it also comes with pink, and it's super cute. It just sits on this little shelf and I love it. So of course, when Lego came out with the bonsai and the bouquet, you know, I was waiting for house plants. Here is the Bird of Paradise, and look at how freaking cool this box is. So it is like 1,173 pieces. Now this did take me like 3 hours to build. We were watching Quiet Place 1 and 2 while building it, so I mean that took a bit longer, but I did record a whole video building it. Of course, you know, if you want to stay and watch that. If not, just fast forward to the end to see the final build. But yeah, it's chilling over there in the corner. But anyway, let's just get into the video. It's just gonna be a time lapse and I'll talk a bit more about like the price and you know, just all the cool parts about this plant. So yeah, let's get to building. Okay, here we go, and we are starting on bag 2. I accidentally built bag 1, which is like the base here, which is like a super kind of heavy support that goes inside the pot. I completely forgot to record. I don't know what I was doing. Well, I was watching a movie. That's what I was doing. Anyway, so we're starting on bag 2. So this is kind of just like a time lapse of everything, getting all the parts out and such. As you can see, it is all black, brown, green, and orange. Like, I swear there were no other colors in here. And it did kind of make it difficult sorting through all the like same colored pieces. I mean, I don't know, so I think I'm just blind and a black piece looks the exact same, and it was stressing me out. But I was also trying to watch a movie, which probably didn't help. But yeah, this is bag 2, and it's kind of like the top part that goes on top of that base. It's kind of weird to explain unless you build it yourself, but Lego did really good at making it very like bottom heavy. That way it doesn't tip over or anything, because the leaves do kind of sway a little bit with like wind or just air. So it is good that it is very bottom heavy. So obviously there's a shit ton of pieces in here. It's about, let's see, I think it was, yeah, so it's 1,173 pieces. Now this did take me, I want to say 3 or 4 hours to do. Mind you, I was watching a movie and I took a break in between, but I'd say about 3 hours. So my mom actually pre-ordered this Lego kit. I think it was back in like the beginning of August. or maybe it was July, I don't remember, but she ordered this kit for me, pre-ordered it, I should say. We saw like snippets of it from Lego, like them teasing it and everything before it was launched, and we knew immediately that we had to have this. I love it to death, and it sucks because it actually showed up while I was on vacation, so I couldn't even build it. It was just sitting at the house for a solid like 2 weeks. So I had to wait until we finally got back from visiting my family to build this Lego piece, which like it was super exciting because then I had something to do and just kind of relax and, you know, take my time being home and just chill and build Legos. So it was cool that it got delivered while I was gone, but you know, it was, you know, I was so impatient waiting. So yeah, she ordered this back in August, and at the time, since it was a pre-order, obviously it took a couple weeks to get here, but it is online now, and I'm glad we pre-ordered it because, like, honestly, you can get it in stores and online. I was just afraid that it was going to sell out, especially being with, like, how popular houseplants have gotten over, you know, the last year or so. Obviously, houseplants have, like, always been a thing, but I don't know what it is, but it just seemed like the COVID era of, like, everybody staying home. They just became obsessed with houseplants, and now there's, like, you know, everyone owns a Monstera, which is super cool to me. So I think, you know, Lego definitely took advantage of everyone loving houseplants at the moment and everybody having some type of botanical themed something. So I think it's definitely super cool. And if you're a plant lover, I would definitely, you know, get a hold of this piece because it's super freaking cool. So here now I'm just putting like these sides of the pot to the base, and it was super cool how they did this, honestly. Like, I think it's very supported. It's very, like, just solid structure, which I think is super cool. It was just done very well. I mean, I'm not a Lego designer. I don't know how hard it is to figure that out. If it was me, I'd just chunk a bunch of heavy shit in the bottom in random pieces. So I don't know, you know, how they come up with this stuff, but the designer of this definitely did a super amazing job. Of course, I had to cut a ton of footage out of this and really speed it up just because I said, you know, it did take 3 or 4 hours. We were actually watching that Quiet Place movie. I don't know how, I've never seen it. I know it came out like a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. But we had never seen that movie before, and if you've ever watched The Quiet Place, I think that's what it's called. Now I'm drawing a blank. But if you've ever watched that movie, it's literally dead silent. Like, you have to be silent, otherwise the monsters or aliens or whatever will like eat you and kill you, and you know, it's game over. So trying to build a Lego piece while watching like a silent movie probably wasn't the best move and probably made this take longer. Sorry if you hear my cat growling, but yeah, it definitely, you know, it turned out pretty well, and I got to watch 2 movies while building this, because of course if you watch Quiet Place 1, like, you gotta watch the second one. So, I mean, at this point, I was already obsessed with the pot. It's so cool, especially like my home decor. Everything is black or house plants, you know, so like green colors or yellow. So it definitely fit in super well. My guess is you could probably find the same pieces and build like your own separate pot, just like your own colors, if that makes any sense. Like, buy the exact pieces you would need just in a different color, and then you could have like a purple pot or green or yellow, I don't know, whatever you want. So here I'm actually starting on all of the stems and the leaves, and this was probably the worst part of the whole build. And I don't say worst, I just mean like you did the same thing over and over and over again, connecting these little green pieces to the red piece, and then that to a green piece, and then a red piece, and you had to do that, you know, 8 times for all the stems, and then you had to build the leaves, which is cool, but it was just a lot of the same piece going together, so it was kind of really boring right here. But this is definitely when, like, I started to see, you know, the plant coming together and the Lego coming together, and it definitely just started like looking super cool, and I was getting so excited with like each stem that I put on. And here's Major, of course. You know, it's not one of my videos unless a cat makes an appearance. And he actually, oh my god, he made me so mad while building this. I don't know if it's in the video here, but he was like standing on top of all the Legos, and all these Legos are like green and then super tiny pieces. And he seriously decided to just, look, there he goes. There, you see, he just laid down on all of my Legos, and he just wouldn't move. He did that thing that cats do where they get like really heavy and you like can't pick them up, and he was like not making eye contact with me because he didn't want to be moved. But you know, I had to pick his fat butt up and put him on the ground, and I only lost a piece, but I found it pretty quickly, so that's good. But you know, he was banned from the table after that because I don't want to lose any more pieces, and I didn't want him to break anything because that was my fears. He was gonna knock it over, eat a piece. I don't know, cats are weird. Oh, and also during all of this, you know, to make myself sound like a crazy cat lady, we actually brought a third cat to our house. So I don't know if I've said anything yet or, you know, mentioned anything, but I now live in North Dakota. We are no longer overseas. We were in England for 2 years. And yeah, we just recently, in February, we actually PCS'd back to the States, and we're in North Dakota, which was not our first choice, but we're here, and you know, it's great, and we're close to family, which is awesome. So I've been driving home to see them. Again, that's another super crazy thing. I'm making myself sound the most insane person right now. But we drove 13 hours from North Dakota to Illinois, and the first time I did it by myself in my new truck, which was awesome. So it wasn't like, you know, stressful or worrisome because I have a brand new truck, and I drove all the way back. And I've been back a couple times, but anyway, back to the story. I picked up my mom's cat, who was like our childhood cat, and she's now living with us. So we now have 3 cats, and it's, you know, going great. Anyway, I'm sure you don't care. I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, this is when the whole plant started to really come to life, was attaching these leaves. And like, the leaves were cool to build. Again, it was just snapping all these green pieces together. Kind of boring. And you did it like 9 or 10 times. But it's so cool because the leaves are actually on like kind of like a spinny, rotating angle kind of Lego. I don't know the correct term for it, but like you can kind of adjust how the leaves hang, or you know, not hang, stand on the stems. But that is probably the best part. This is building the little flowers. So Bird's Paradise, obviously everyone has them nowadays in their house, but they're extremely hard to get to bloom, unless, you know, they're in their like natural wild habitat, and you know, they have all the correct humidity and moisture and water and all of that stuff. Then they bloom, but in a house it's kind of rare for it to bloom. At least that's my understanding. I could be wrong, but I'm building all these tiny little, the little flower parts that open up, and it's cool because like, it looks like a bird. And I know that's like stupid sounding because obviously it's a bird of paradise, but like, these look like little birds, and they're the coolest, like bright orange and purple colors. It definitely just like pops against the, like the big palm leaves. I don't know if you call them palm, but like the big leaves, it just pops and it looks so freaking cool. I really think at this point I was just so excited to like be done, and like, the birds are cool. I love the birds, but honestly, like, I like the plant a lot without adding the birds. And I mean, they're just like simple stems, so I feel like you could easily, if you didn't want to add, I keep saying the birds, but like the flowers, if you didn't want to add the flowers, I feel like you could easily just like not put that stem in there, and just like readjust all the just like leaves to just look like just a full green plant. I guess if that was more your vibe and you didn't want like the blooming flowers, which I think could be cool, and I'll probably end up doing that at some point just to like change it up a bit, make it look, you know, different, because I do love this Lego, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I don't know, maybe it'll be exciting to kind of change it for a little bit. Like Lego also has a bonsai tree that I showed, and the bonsai is super cool because my husband built that one. It comes with either green leaves or pink, you know, like cherry blossoms. But the cool thing is, like, the pink leaves are actually frogs, like the little Lego frogs, and you just snap all the frogs on there, and that's what makes it look like flowers. And I think that's so cool that, like, first of all, that they're frogs, but second, that you can change it. So right now we have it as the green version. And it's above my TV, so I get to look at it every day, and eventually one of these days I want to change it to the pink and just see, you know, kind of what that looks like. But even in their like little their instruction booklet, they had the same bonsai but with like different leaves and stuff on it, and like branches and stuff. So I saw like an orange one, someone made like a pirate themed one. People were just like taking all the different ones and putting it on there. Okay, anyway, this is my favorite part. Adding the birds was like the icing on the cake. I literally, building every part of this, it was just getting better and better and better. But these little flowers were so freaking cool, and like they were already, you know, kind of at like set angles, but you can adjust them a little bit too. So I kind of have them kind of pointing one down more, and then both of mine I think are up more. I don't know, I kind of changed them from how like Lego had them all pointing. I don't know, I did my own thing. Do whatever you want, but it was definitely the best part. This whole Lego is just the best part, and we're almost done. Pretty much it's just a couple more little leaves. I think I had to build just a couple more and attach them on there, but you already saw this part. It's just the same thing over again, and just adding them on shorter to like really make the plant look full. And that was, you know, almost the last step. So at that point, all the building's done. Like there's no more building. It's all on there. It looks beautiful. I can't get over it. You do want to make sure that the sides of the pot, so like I said, they are like really sturdy and stuck on there, but for this part you want to make sure there's no gaps or any loose sides, because they give you all these cool little brown pieces, and you mix them like together and you put them in the bottom of the pot so that it looks like soil. And they did this on the bonsai too, and it was super cool. But I guess it just looks like little soil. So in the instructions they just kind of poured them in there and then moved them around, I'm guessing, or something, like just straight into the Lego pot. But I am OCD and thought, oh, they won't be mixed. So I put it in a separate bowl and mixed them, and then poured them in there, and then quickly realized it doesn't matter because you have to kind of like move them around to hide all the like little structure underneath. But I mean, that was the last step, and really I wasn't left with like a lot of extra pieces, which is awesome. And here it is, it's all done. I'm so excited and in love with how this turned out. Like, it's definitely the coolest thing in my living room now, like better than my real plants. I love this thing. It's just, the flowers are so pretty, the leaves are so pretty, the pot, all of it, just the vibes. It's great. This is such a cool freaking Lego. So yeah, here is the finished bird of paradise. As you can see, it is pretty big. Like compared to some of my houseplants, it's the exact same size. Of course, bird of paradise get like huge. Is my Alocasia. It's just a dragon scale Alocasia. For size, oh, if I could pick it out without dropping it. Ooh. So yeah, as you can see, it is the size of like normal houseplants. I mean, like a medium-sized houseplant. But it's so cool, and the cool thing about this too is like you can move the leaves, not like a crazy lot, but you can just kind of like bend them a little bit, swirl them around. But I don't know if you can tell, but this thing like moves in the wind. And like, it's seriously so cool. It's got all these little pieces that you just dump in there that look like soil. I don't want to tip it because I don't want it to fall out. You can move like the angles of the flowers. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a super cool Lego piece, and I definitely hope that they come out with more houseplants, because that would be so cool to get like a monstera or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, that is the end of today's video. I hope you liked it. you check out, you know, Lego and what all they got, and pick yourself up your own bird of paradise, because it's super freaking cool. But with that, I say that's it. So please let me know down below what you think about this. If you want to see any more of my houseplants, I will gladly show them off. Like I said, I have a ton. I could totally do a whole video just on my like 50 some houseplants. But with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I got nothing else to say. So I'm gonna insert some pictures of this bird of paradise up close. And I don't know how to end this. I will see y'all later.